Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Annabella Barotti, and I am the diplomat responsible for educational affairs at the Embassy of Hungary in Singapore. And I have the honor to welcome you to this seminar, which aims at presenting Corvinus University of Budapest, which is basically one of the most prestigious Hungarian higher education institutions based in the capital city of Budapest. At this point, please allow me to introduce you and at the same time pass the floor to Mr. Milson Veloso, who is the International Student Recruitment Assistant at the Corvinus University of Budapest. At the end of his presentation, there will be a Q&A session, so you will also have the chance to raise your questions should you have any. So thank you very much for joining us, and Mr. Milson, the floor is yours. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Annabella, and good afternoon, everyone. Here in Budapest, this is still good morning. We are with a bit of a time zone different, but it's a very nice morning nowadays. I hope you are also having a good day in there. Before I go on, I would just like to give you some information. So I will be sharing with you in the chat later on a link through which you can also book an appointment with me for some other conversation if you want to. But as you can see here I hope you can see the presentation. Let me just put it on the full screen. 1 second from here. Can you see it?
Yes.
Okay, great. Thank you. So you can basically, I will share it at the end again, but if you want, you can drop me an email using this email, international.history@uni/corvinus.hu. And we can have a separate call with each of you throughout the week to clarify any information that you want. But at the end of the session, as Annabella said, we are gonna have a Q&A session. So my name is Milson Veloso. I'm Brazilian, and I'm currently working at Corvinus. I'm also do my PhD in there. I'm a PhD candidate, and I teach. I'm a lecturer at the university as well. So I've been like full-time in there. Today, we're going to talk a little bit about Budapest, about the university itself, and also how the admissions process works for you to get a notion of that, a vision of how the process would go for you, some opportunities that you would have at the university, both as if you are looking for a scholarship or if you want to join one of our organizations, and also some other platforms where you can keep in touch with us after the call. Basically, starting why Budapest and why Hungary. I think if some of you have gotten into research about the city or the country, you probably noticed one of the things is that Budapest is a very beautiful, a very charming city, and Hungary as well. You can get access to quality education in English for an affordable price, especially when we compare to other European countries or to North America, for instance, Canada and the United States. So the education in Hungary has a very good quality, but it's more affordable than most of the other countries. If you enroll as a self-funded student, you can live in Budapest in Hungary for your academic period, but you can also spend one semester overseas. So let's imagine you come to Europe, stay, if it is a master degree, for instance, stay 1.5 years in Hungary, plus 5 to 6 months, let's imagine in Spain or Italy. So you would have this double nationality or binational experience while studying in Hungary. As you can see by the map in here, Hungary is basically located in the heart of Europe. It is a very well located country, which gives you easy access to many other countries in the surrounding. You can travel like within a couple of hours, basically 2 hours to Vienna, Bratislava, Belgrade, Slovenia, basically Ljubljana, to Zagreb or to the coast, to the eastern coast, in Croatia as well. So it's very easy access from Budapest to many of the other European countries. And being this strategic location would be very good for you if you are willing to travel while living in Hungary. And besides that, Budapest is also very affordable. Not only the education itself is more affordable than the other countries, the city itself tends to be a bit cheaper, the cost of living comparing to other countries. So you can still have the quality of life without spending as much as you would in other countries or in other capitals. Besides that, you also, if you want to, you can apply to get a scholarship through the Spanish-Hungarian and the Hungarian diaspora. The Hungarian diaspora specifically is if you have a Hungarian descendancy. So that's for a very specific public. Just some numbers for you to see. I was saying that Budapest is a vibrant capital international city, but it's still very affordable. So for accommodation, for instance, for you to have one idea on that, you would spend around like 150 euros if you live in a shared flat or a dormitory, a student's dormitory with other people, or around like 400 euros if you rent a small studio on your own. And this is like an amount of money that it's very difficult for you to get in other places. Food is also quite affordable. I tend to compare, like we usually compare with our own cities. I tend to compare it, I'm Brazilian, so sometimes I compare Budapest with São Paulo or Rio de Janeiro, and it's more affordable for me to be living in Hungary than in those cities. Beyond that, like the transportation is very easy. You have metro lines, trams, trains, buses, and so on. And as a student, if you are enrolled at a higher education institution in Hungary, you can get one entire monthly pass paying only 11 euros, and you get access to all the network of transportation, the transportation system with only a single pass. And you can also travel within the country from Budapest to the other cities, getting a discount as a student as well. I will stop it here quickly just to show you a very quick, just 45 seconds video for you to get a little bit more into Budapest, how it looks like, and the university itself here in the video. I hope you will be able to hear the video. Just one.
Nilsson, we have no voice. There's no audio. Now it's
yes.
Okay.
Sorry?
Okay. Now it's okay.
Can you hear it?
Yes, you were muted.
Okay, sorry. It's just like a glimpse of what you would get as a student. So basically what you could see in here, this is our main building. It's a historical building and it's very well located within Budapest. So basically this is the city center. You can get access to the buildings easily if you live within like the city area, because there is a line of metro with a station exactly in here. This is our second building. It's called South House, and this is the new building, basically a more contemporary building. And in here we have some of the city touristic spots. For instance, this is a hill called Gallet Hill. This is one of the bridges that we have. So you would basically be staying within the city touristic spots and having that beautiful view in front of your window while in class. But beyond like the landscapes and all of that, Hungary and Corvinus specifically is also a very vibrant university. We have more than 12,000 students. More than 70 nationalities are represented within the group of students. And you would also be in a highly international environment, because more than 15 of our students are international students, so they come from other countries. We are highly qualified in 3 main disciplines. So we offer courses in business and management, economics, and social sciences, and several courses. I will show you in the next slide about each of these disciplines, which courses you could apply to. We have more than 120 years of history, and we have partners all over the world for you to do either a double degree or for you to join in Erasmus. This is another beautiful view of the university. Just like this was a photo that I took myself. I was running outside. I tend to go running and exploring the city when I have free time. So one of the things I like to do is running and then going uphill to Gallet Hill after that. It's something that you can enjoy as a student in here as well. And this photo is in the spring, basically the view from the university.
Sorry to interrupt. We cannot see. We cannot see anything.
Can you see my screen?
The YouTube page.
Okay, so let me just get back to the sharing. Let me see in here if it works. In here, can you see it?
Now, yes.
Basically. Okay, sorry for that. I changed the screens and I didn't notice that. But basically, this is the image I was saying. It's the same that you could see on the screen from the YouTube video, but in this case, from the spring season, it gets very beautiful. But let's go back to the main aspect of it, to the courses. That's what you're probably more anxious about. For undergraduate programs, for bachelors, they usually run for 3 or 4 years, depending on the course that you apply for. We have business and management. The number in here between parentheses, basically the number of years that you would study. So we have international business, applied economics, communication and media, international relations, and sociology. And if you apply for a master program, they are for 2 years. And we have, and here is divided by disciplines, as I mentioned before. But we have courses, for instance, in finance, business administration, one MBA. We have some courses in the field of science, for instance, in health science, you could apply for health policy planning and financing. We have economic analysis as well. As I said, Corvinus is highly recognized by the field of finance and economy, not only in Hungary, but worldwide. We also offer the master in communication and science. So most of the courses that we offer, an undergraduate program, a bachelor program in, you can also apply for a specialization as a master. So if you want, you can do basically both levels in Hungary. Beyond that, we also have MBA, executive programs, and PhD. Here you can see the 4 main doctorate schools that we have for business and management, economics, business and informatics, international relations and political science, and sociology and communication science. And for MBAs, we currently have 3 main programs, the full-time MBA. We have also 2 programs in partnership with other universities, which is the Fudan MBA in partnership with Fudan University, and also the MS and SEED executive MBA program. And some reasons beyond like the beautiful Budapest, the easy access to other capitals, being affordable. If you apply to a course at Corvinus at the undergraduate level, you would get a professional background, because you would be practicing. So the courses, they are not only focused on theory, but you get the theoretical and also the practice-oriented courses within the same program that you are studying. So you can get basically the lectures, which would give you the foundation, the theoretical foundation, if you want to pursue further on a career with other studies. academic, or if you want to focus more on the market, then you have seminars and other programs, workshops that offer you this opportunity to get evolved in the market. And most of our students, they actually get access to some important companies, international companies that are based in Budapest. There are like some consulting firms that only hire interns and people from Budapest. This is like a personal story again, but for instance, one of my international friends who just finished an MBA now got hired by one of the main consulting firms. You can think of the top four, for instance, Morgan Stanley, McKinsey, and so on. So he got hired by one of those. And most of them value and they prioritize people who study at Corvinus because they know the quality of those students. We also offer, like, why should you take an MA if that's what you're looking for? So our MA offer a more a deeper immersion into the market itself, so you can get more experience and develop your skills to be able to take not only entry-level positions, but also leadership positions at those companies. This is basically the requirements. If you're willing to apply, our application will be open around January 2022 for self-funded students. I will bring that in a moment, but it's a very easy process for application. So the admission is very smooth and facilitated by the university. So what you would need your education certificate, basically the diploma. If it's not issued in English, then get the translation for that. Also the transcript of records in English as well, a minimum of a B2 knowledge in English. And here are the certificates that we accept. So it's quite easy. For next academic year, we're taking Duolingo, at least 95 score as well, and your passport. So if you are looking for a program abroad, those are probably documents that you already have or you are on the way to get in. Corvinus also has several accreditations and memberships within organizations that deal with accreditation. For instance, the AMBA, which is an association of accredited MBAs. And it is the university in Hungary that has more partnership and accreditations in those fields. So for those looking for an MBA, especially, or for those in the field of economics and finance, that can make a huge difference in your curriculum and in your career, getting like a course that is accredited by these top organizations globally. If you are looking for the scholarship, as I mentioned, one of the options is the Stipendium Hungarican scholarship program. This is a program funded by the Hungarian government, and is specifically to non-EU students who can study in Hungary for free. It covers your tuition fee for the university, and it gives you some support for the living costs, which it runs around like 120 euros per month, plus also a stipend to help you with the accommodation. Of course, that this is a number to help you out, so you wouldn't have to pay the tuition fee and would still receive that amount, but then you need to use your own money to complement that, depending on the style of life, the lifestyle that you take. This is the official website. For the Stipendium Hungarican specifically, you need to apply directly on their website, and it runs around 15th of November to 15th of January. This is an estimate. They will still put the application online for their own, so I would advise you to reach that website around November, mid-November, and then you would have the more specific dates. And the process starts on their website, and from their website, if you get nominated by your country, there are like some steps. So basically, filling the application, then you would have to be nominated by the country and then selected by the university. And for Corvinus, we usually do we have an interview as the entrance exam for the Stipendium Hungarican ones. And the diaspora link is in there as well, in case any of you has Hungarian descendancy. The application process quickly, I will go over it briefly. So for self-funded, as I said, it's facilitated and very easy. You submit those documents in an application form that will be available from January to June. I would advise you, if you already finished your previous level of studies, the high school or the BA, and you are already with your diploma and everything, to submit it as early as January. So it will open around January 15th, and it will run until around June. But as soon as you submit your application, we can start the process and help you out to get the letter if you are admitted, and then apply for the visa to come to Hungary. The Stipendium Hungarican, as I said, it's directly on their website. And you would only pass through the admission process and enrollment in the university after you are nominated, if you are nominated by the country. These are some student organizations that you as an international student can enroll in our university. So we have ASEAN, ASEAN. ASEAN is the biggest international student organizations on Earth. We have an office at Corvinus. You also have these other organizations. You could be a mentor to them and develop your leadership skills, guide other international students. You can check them later on our website as well if you want. You would also have a constant support throughout your entire process. As I said, if you want, you can schedule a direct call between the two of us. So here are my contacts once more, but we also have one entire team that would be supporting you throughout the application process. I also recommend you, beyond our own website, probably you got access to that, which is uni/corvinus.hu. Also to visit our international blog, where you can see some testimonies of other people who have studied at Corvinus or who are currently studying at Corvinus. So it's basically internationalcorvinus.com. Also check our social media platforms and get in touch with us in there. And this, as I said once more, is my email if you want to keep in touch with me, and just drop me an email. We can continue talking about your specific program that you're choosing or that you're thinking about. If you still are in doubt about one or another program, we can talk more and help you decide as well. So feel free to reach out to me, and I will basically leave my next week, most of these spots free for me to talk with you. So if you drop me an email, say that you listen to the presentation in here in the conference, and then I will arrange a time for us to have a call, a separate call, if that's necessary from your part. But now we're gonna have some minutes, I think, for talking and clarify some doubts as well, if you have any question. And I will also share a link in the chat if you want. So basically, the link that I'm sharing in the chat right now is for you to book an appointment with me if you want to book a call, and then we can talk more with Milson. Let me just set it. So I think you should have received in the chat right now, but if you don't see it, it's basically bit.ly, so bit.ly/talk Corvinus. It's very easy to remember. You can enter that. It's a form, and then I will get in touch with you and we can talk more. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Milson, for this very informative presentation. And obviously, we'll give some space now for the Q&A session. I can already see a few questions in the chat box, which I will read for you. So the first one is, are there any scholarship opportunities for Singaporeans?
So basically, the scholarship program that we have, the main one is the Stipendium Hungarican one. For details, because these vary a lot from one country to the other, I would highly recommend them to visit the Stipendium Hungarican website. There I told it's basically I can share it in the chat as well. I will share it in here because it's important to consult. Every year they update the list of partners and also the list of courses that are a priority for every country, not only in the case of Singapore. They cover, like in short, the answer is there is the Stipendium Hungarican for Singapore. And at the moment, they offer full degree bachelor studies. So you can basically check the website and you're gonna see that they offer, you can apply for any bachelor studies, for full degree master studies, and for full degree one-tier master studies. So it's basically connected with a major subject, and also for doctoral studies. At the moment, Singapore is covered in all the fields. So you could still apply for Corvinus using the Stipendium Hungarican from Singapore. But they usually update the list every year before the application is done. I hope I have clarified. So this is the main scholarship that you would get as a Singaporean.
Another question came in regarding the PhD. Is the application process the same for PhD?
In short, yeah, the application is not very different from one level to the other. The thing is that for a PhD, there are some other requirements. For instance, you have to prepare your research proposal if you are willing to do a PhD, because you need to go through a committee to approve the idea, the main idea that you have, that you want to research. If you are doing it through the Stipendium Hungarican, so basically, you follow the same other requirements. The last level of studies, you need to submit the documents in English. If they are not issued in English, then you need to provide a translation. For the stipendium, they have some extra requirements. For instance, a medical certificate and some very specific, the motivation letter and so on. And also like a recommendation letter. I would, that's why I'm suggesting that you consult the Stipendium Hungarican one. If you are doing the PhD through the Stipendium, then it's basically the same requirement plus the research project. If you are doing it with Corvinus, then we would arrange your entry interview. Basically, a committee from your doctoral school would get in touch with you and schedule the interview. In this interview, you should also talk about your motivations, your background, academic and professional background. And the second part of this exam, this interview, would be discussing your research proposal. But this is the main difference, because you need to have one idea of what you want to study before enrolling in the doctoral program.
Thank you very much. I cannot see any other question. Maybe we can give some more time.
Yeah. So as I said, if you are shy to like asking the question now, or if you just want to continue talking, if you want to receive any further information, for instance, we have a guide about every single program. If you want to apply, let's imagine you want to apply to a doctoral course, a PhD in communication science, then you can get in touch with me and I will share the entire guide about that program. Or if you want to apply for a bachelor program in one of the fields of economy, for instance, one of those courses, just get in touch, tell me the course that you are willing to apply to, and then I will send you the entire guide about that and provide further information if necessary. So feel free to reach out to me and I will be more than happy to assist you throughout the process. And I hope that next semester we can see each other, not next semester, next year, in 2022, we can see each other in Budapest, enjoy a little bit more of this beautiful city. I'm pretty sure you would like it as much as I do. I'm like a huge fan of Hungary and Budapest nowadays, and a kind of ambassador to the city because it's a beautiful capital.
Thank you very much. Maybe while we are waiting for some more questions, I would also like to share with you our embassy's email address. So if you have any questions, especially regarding the Stipendium Hungaricum scholarship program, which I think it's an amazing opportunity, not only for Singaporean students, but we have more than 80 partner countries engaged in this scholarship program and many universities. So we highly recommend to check out the website of the Stipendium Hungaricum scholarship program. And should you have any questions, you can also turn to our mission for that.
Great. It is a very beautiful program, and through it you get the chance to learn a bit more of the Hungarian language. You get like this support that they provide, so it's a beautiful and interesting program for you to apply. They provide all the information in their website, so it's kind of easy if you compare like to other scholarship programs. If you are applying, if you basically just read through their website, you can see all the deadlines that they have, every step that you would have to take, and it's kind of easy to go through the process in that sense that it's very well structured and facilitated. So it's not too complex to understand what you have to do.
Are there any questions maybe? Well, in case there are no more questions, you can turn to Milson on the given email address, and you can also book an appointment. And as mentioned, from the side of the Embassy of Hungary in Singapore, we are also very happy to share with you more information should you require any. So thank you very much for joining us during this session. And we wish you all the best and a lot of success to your future studies, and hopefully we can receive you in Budapest in the near future. Thank you very much.
Thank you as well, Annabelle, and thank you all for attending the event, and I hope to see you all next year here in Budapest. It was a pleasure.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.